they were both going to be fine. Nobody's killing anybody at this particular meeting, but my heart was still pounding anyway. And I think just like everybody else, David and I were on the couch shouting, "Shoot him! Shoot him!" to Rick. I mean, how can you not? He's right there. You have a gun. Shoot the fucker. Yeah, you're all saying that. By the way, the one point I want to make that I don't think we've said yet is that how creepy was it that the governor saying that to Rick, "Oh, you got a lot of weapons the other day." So yeah, he's been spying on them.
I guess so. We don't know how the hell he knew that. And some listeners are speculating that maybe Merle is a mole, but I don't think so.
How would he be getting information back?
All it takes is a pair of good. All you need to do is assign one of your minions to stand outside the gates of the prison with some binoculars, and you're fine. Yep. You know, climb a tree because I don't think zombies can climb trees.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and sit up there and have a pair of binoculars. Done.
My number 2 is, I already talked about it, just the whole Maggie and Glenn thing. So go ahead. Number
sex. 1. It's all about the sex. So my number 1 actually was kind of talked about already, but it was specifically the meeting of the counterparts.
Yes, that was my number 1 too.
And like the conversations that were going on between the counterparts. Like we already kind of touched on Milton and Herschel, and the dynamic with Milton and Herschel was Milton meeting what he could be. Like here's this very wise old man that seems to have so much better understanding of how the world operates, and he just seemed to really like kind of grab onto Herschel, like, wow, this is awesome. There's another smart person out there just like me.
And he connected to Milton by making a joke, and Milton at first wasn't going to laugh, but then he did. And at
like,
that moment, they were just two buddies. Yeah.
Right. And then like with Martinez and Daryl, you have these like the machismo henchmen pairing off, like kind of like jousting back and forth with like first their banter and then their ability to kill zombies. And like Daryl,
it was a good progression.
Yeah.
Because when they first met and they were bristling and it looked like they were going to fight, I believed that. In fact, when we have Norman Reedus on, I want to ask him if he was actually pissed off at the guy because they did such a good job of making it look real.
Right. And like when they had to then finally leave and go and figure out what the threat was, you could see they both just like were able to refocus, do what they needed to do.
And they were admiring each other's prowess.
Right. And at the end, actually, my favorite thing about that was when they basically both acknowledged that no matter what happens that day, and when they go back to Woodbury in the prison, they're just going to end up having to shoot each other again later anyway. Like, their war is going to happen. They're going to have to fight. It doesn't matter. Right. Like, oh, okay, you're kind of a cool guy. You're just like me. Yes. We're both the henchmen.
And that was
who have
right
no
after Martinez said that his wife and kid died.
Right.
And then Daryl said, that sucks. And Martinez said, thanks. And it's like, okay, we're friends now. And then Martinez like, no.
Doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Daryl was thinking like, oh, now they're becoming friends. I think he probably was thinking the same thing. It's like, I'm still gonna have to shoot you tomorrow if it comes down to it.
But it was just, it was just like they had a connection there for sure. And then it was like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But I thought it was funny that they had cigarettes. And it's like, one of them should have said, was that good for you?
I totally would have taken that cigarette and I quit a long time ago.
Yeah, after that.
There must be something deeply satisfying about a good zombie kill. Like sex.
And it cools. They should have cut back to Maggie and
right.
Glenn having their own cigarettes.
My number 1 was the whole concept of betraying Michonne. I don't like it at all. I hope they're not actually seriously considering it, but it was one of the most, to me, one of the things that I sort of pondered and sort of burned, and I grinded on it pretty much all day. Like, oh, you can't do it. You can't betray Michonne. I don't think they will. It'd be unbelievably stupid. But just the fact that they're even talking about it, I just want to slap Rick and say,
but wait,
stop it.
When Rick said, talk me out of this, he was talking, I thought
he was talking me out of turning her over. That's how I interpreted it.
See, I thought he was saying, talk me out of going to war, because he had just told everyone else that they were going to war.
talk me out of talk me out of giving Michonne to him.
Oh,
So
okay.
because there's a chance that it
Okay.
might just work. No, there isn't, Rick. There isn't a
No,
chance because
okay. Because then you said to Herschel, "Are you willing to sacrifice your daughters for her?"
yeah, I don't even like that he's debating it.
Well, and
I really
Herschel and Herschel had this look on his face of like, nope. But I don't know. I think they recognize the dilemma that they're in. I think that's that same crisis of conscience I talked about earlier. They know that this is a very difficult decision, and I think they both know that they're going to not turn her over. But at the same time, they really want to. If there's a slim hope that it'll actually make the governor
There's
go
no
away and
hope.
prevent a war.
It's stupid. It's ridiculous. They have two choices. They can either fight or run away. Turning
Well, why
Michonne
don't-
over will only delay the inevitable.
Okay, well, why don't they run?
That's
Yeah,
what I want to know
that's
too.
what I
Why
was
don't they just
wondering.
book the hell out of there?
I mean, I think they must think that the prison is worth holding on to because it's fortified. And despite
Not very
what's
well,
happened,
though.
well, despite
Yeah.
what's happened with
the wall falling down.
Lori and T-Dog died only because there was a bad guy messing everything up, the prisoner guy.
But the whole reason that Tyrese and those people were able to get in was just because there's a big hole in the back of the
yeah,
wall.
but
And
they
now
can
there's a
fix
fence,
that.
a van
I mean,
drove through the main fence, so it's not as fortified. It would
been-
be a lot of effort to get that place up to par again.
I don't know, like how much effort it took to build a wall around Woodbury. I think it would take a lot less effort to fix the prison.
They need to find like a really big high school or middle school or something and just lock themselves in there. Those places are awesome.
Some high schools I've seen look like prisons.
I'm so curious why they haven't got up to the roof yet. Kind of like in the
They don't have enough money to film that.
because like in the old Day of the Dead movie, they spent all that time up on the roof.
Yeah.
And even the two Dawn of the Dead movies, Dawn of the Dead.
They were on the roof in Atlanta when Merle got his hand chopped off.
Maybe that's why they don't go on the roof, is they don't want to actually get locked out again.
Well, how come they don't go back to Morgan's outpost? That was pretty well fortified with all kinds of booby traps.
Not for people though. I mean, that was a bunch of sticks sticking out, like kind of put up like fences. I mean, you could
wasn't
drive over
forti-
that with a car.
True, but apparently the folks over at Woodbury don't know about it, so it wouldn't have to be fortified against people, just against zombies.
I really think that a prison is probably one of the safest places they could be in the zombie apocalypse.
They are built to keep people in one way.
Yeah. If they can just fix that one, or fix the perimeter, that'd be easier than. But that's the only reason why I think they would want to stay. So my number one was all. Oh wait, did you do yours? Yeah, you did. So my number one was all these meetups too, which we already talked about. All the people from Woodbury meeting the people from the prison. I had a couple other notes. I thought the governor was acting kind of low key in this episode, which is it's fun to see him just sort of laugh everything off. But I'm ready for some raw anger from this guy. I want to see him act more like a villain and just lose his shit. So I'm like, I hope he does that. When they finally go to, I want to see him just show how crazy he really is.
Maybe they'll have hand-to-hand combat between him and Rick, and we'll see who really is badass. Because wasn't he like a teacher or an insurance salesman or something?
He was just an office guy.
All they've said is he's office guy.
He worked in an office, and his boss was dumber and younger.
So that's all I got.
I like it.
That's all you guys too
Yep.
got to say about it. All right, let's move on to some news about.
Yeah.
I tried to bump it down so he would be like, "What's going on?" But it just sounded really horrible. Okay, so the news. First item. Do you know about that movie, Great and Powerful Oz?
Yeah.
It looks amazing. Apparently James Franco did do a very good job in it.
Oh, really?
So yeah, which is too bad. He seems kind of lackluster, but anyway, it looks beautiful.
It does indeed. And what does that have to do with?
What does that have to do with anything? Is that Greg Nicotero and his K&B Effects group worked on it with Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi directed.
I didn't know it was a Sam Raimi film.
Yeah.
Well, now my interest has increased.
Pete.
Damn.
And Nicotero said we had about 70 artists at K&B working on this project, having worked most recently with Sam in Drag Me to Hell, which came out in 2009, capping nearly an 18-year partnership. He'd commented to me how much fun it was after all these years to still be working together.
Oh, That's great. And those guys that work with Greg Nicotero, they are the coolest guys. I mean, we got to spend time in the trailer with them, and
Yeah, it's like a
man,
family.
they're so great. They play great music, and they're just all friendly, and they have the best stories. I mean, if I could go back and relive one time in Georgia, it would be my time in the makeup trailer.
Totally. Me too. And yeah, I love talking to the guy. I got made up by the guy who did my favorite zombie, the RV zombie. I think I've already talked about this, but it was a blast. And every time I'd mention any movie, they either worked on it or they knew somebody who did.
They did Breaking Bad.
And and when I said one of my favorite movies was Fight Club, one of the guys was all, "Oh, I did The Bag of Fat." So he made a bag of fat for Fight Club. He said he studied real human fat for that, which was disgusting and totally cool.
Those guys are rock stars.
Okay, next, Cryptozoic Entertainment, the premier developer of original licensed games, and AMC expand their partnership with the announcement of the Walking Dead card game, created by award-winning game designer Wolfgang Kramer. The Walking Dead card game pits humans against zombies in a test of bravery and dominance. Based on the game 6 Nimmt, the Walking Dead card game is a quick 10 to 30 minute game for 2 to 10 players. Each player attempts to collect points by defeating as many zombies as possible. The player with the most points at the end of the game emerges victorious. That's supposed to come out May 30th. Will you play that with me?
Heck yeah, I'll play that with you.
You will?
Yeah, sure.
Drink beer.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can drink beer.
Are you competitive?
Not at all.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
So you let me win?
Yeah, totally.
All right.
I'll make you feel good about yourself and let you in.
Thank you.
I'm here.
Next, Denai Guerrera talked to Access Hollywood about Michonne. She said that last Sunday's episode where her character bonded with Rick and Carl marked a turning point for Michonne. Quote, she can kind of now reach back to the chick she was before, who she had to shut down and become a warrior. It's a really powerful moment for her. She's combining that warrior chick and the heart and the empathetic place that she used to have before the apocalypse.
That liked pretty little kitty statues.
Yeah, that's how they signify that. And, well, I guess we will have already done the Deadcast Top 5 at this point, but I noticed something like that in this episode, a change in Michonne.
Ooh,
a little bit.
I'm looking forward to it.
So she also said that she knows she needs community. She's now thinking, I know these are the right people for me. So she's changed.
Was it her cute little top that she had on? Because I noticed that.
No, but I think she's gorgeous.
My God, she is gorgeous. Oh.
So next, Lauren Cohan had an interview on AMCTV.com. My favorite question, they asked, has the sex scene between you and Steven Yeun been the genesis for any jokes between you and Steven Yeun? She said, we're constantly joking about it. All of our fans are convinced we're an actual couple. When I went on a road trip with my dad, they're a couple, come on. When I went on a road trip with my dad, I was taking pictures of where I was and putting it on Twitter, and people were writing, Lauren, we all know that when you say dad, you really mean Steven. That's hilarious.
Oh, that's funny. In my head, there are a couple.
They are. I'm just going to say it. No. So next, Kirkman, in a Robert Kirkman interview at Hollywood Reporter, they ask, Andrea questions what she's doing in Woodbury and learns the governor assaulted Maggie. Why doesn't she take Herschel up on his offer to rejoin the group? Kirkman says, it's a very difficult decision for her to make, but she's invested in the idea of Woodbury. Despite everything that the governor has done, she sees that this community has value and has good people. As much as she may want to save the lives of the people in the prison, it's equally important to her not to watch these poor people be marched into war for next to no reason. She's very invested in keeping these people safe. That's what's keeping her there. So that's pretty clear. I kind of thought that too. Everyone still, not everyone, but a lot of people still want to hate on Andrea. And I thought in this episode, she was pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. And I mean, we've said everything that I'm sure we've talked about it in the top 5, but yeah.
Or let's remember to. I feel like Bill and Ted here.
Right.
They have to remember to go back in time and do the things that will get them to the right place.
Right.
We're recording this out of order, people. case you can't tell. All right, next they asked, could we expect Milton, who knows the governor is planning to kill Rick when he returns, and Andrea to attempt to flee Woodbury to warn Rick? Kirkman says, it's all in the card. I pride myself on the fact that when you sit down to read an issue of The Walking Dead or watch an episode of the show, you really don't know what's going to happen. It's really cool that these characters can switch sides and do things that are unexpected on the turn of a dime. You don't really know what direction the story is going to go from week to week. It's that surprising element that makes the show so popular. The next episode may have a little more of that in it. I thought that was, I agree with that. Do you?
Yeah. And let me ask you, I'm watching it through the eyes of somebody who hasn't read the comic up to this point. Is it still surprising for you, having read the comic, even past this point?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it?
Totally.
Good.
Yeah. He's good at that. Totally. Yeah.
Is it keeping this in the spirit of the comic?
The show?
Kind of? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the characters are like Andrea comes to mind is nothing like Andrea in the comic. Although this last episode, she's more similar, but there's all different kinds of characters in the comic, but it just, as far as the feel of it, I would say for the most part, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It still feels like a Kirkman production.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And cool. Especially when they started doing those, like, what the fuck? Oh my God moments at the end. He does that a lot in the comic.
Yeah. Like stopping to pick up the hitchhiker's backpack.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was an awesome moment. And even I've only read a little bit of the comic, but even I can tell that that's something you would have seen in the comic.
The first one where I really felt like, oh yes, this is just like something that would happen in the comic, is when Shane shot Otis in the leg. And that was the end,
Right.
Like, yep, that Kirkman probably came up with that. That was Scott Gimple episode. One more news thing. SeattlePI.com had an article speculating that Andrea is going to die this season. I think there's a lot of speculation about that. But the line in that article that interested me the most was they said that Walking Dead executive producer David Alpert told them, quote, "What happens to Andrea is not what anybody expects."
Ha.
I expect she'll die, so maybe she won't die.
I don't want her to die.
You don't?
I want her to keep. No, I actually really have been enjoying the whole Andrea arc. I know a lot of people are frustrated, but I, for one, have been enjoying all the things that she's brought to the show this season. So
cool.
Yeah,
me too.
I want her to keep going.
Next week on The Walking Dead, Karen.
All right. Thanks, Jason. Next week on The Walking Dead, the episode is entitled Prey. Prey, not Pray.
Mm-hmm.
Prey, like a bird of prey. Then the little blurb is, the governor chases a dissenter who fled Woodbury. While the governor is gone, a traitor tries to sabotage his upcoming plans. Wonder who they could mean.
Can you read that again?
Yeah. The governor chases a dissenter who fled Woodbury.
Okay.
While the governor is gone.
Tyrese.
Or
Andrea.
Or
Milton.
Yeah.
It can be anybody, I guess.
While the governor is gone, a traitor tries to sabotage his upcoming plans. So basically, there's dissenters and traitors everywhere.
Okay, so yeah, I was thinking. For some reason, I thought the big war was happening this week, but that doesn't make any sense. They'd probably save that for the last episode.
The last two episodes.
Yeah.
I think. Are there 3 left or 2 left?
3 more,
Yeah.
So this is sort of things in Woodbury start to fall apart.
Right. And it's written by a guy who you may have heard of named Glenn Mazzara.
No way, really? He wrote it? Oh, I didn't realize he'd written more. Oh.
And Evan Riley. So Evan Riley, who's written a bunch of things too. So
Good ones, yeah.
Could be pretty good. And it's directed by a guy named Stefan Schwartz. I don't think he's directed any Walking Dead episodes before, but he's done lots of work on Dexter, Luther, House, Crash,
Oh,
and
lots of good
I
ones.
think Glenn Mazzara worked on. I think Glenn Mazzara worked on Crash, so
Yeah,
maybe that's
he
where
did.
he's working with before.
Yeah, I think he brought him in. Evan Riley wrote some really good episodes that I liked, but he also wrote the one this season that wasn't that good. Yeah, but all those other ones have been great, so hopefully it'll be good.
And I mean, maybe it was also the placement of Suicide King, the fact
Yeah.
that it came. We were expecting some whiz bang season opener, and
And also I think some of the reason why that wasn't as good as I'd like was the direction and the setup and stuff like that too. Like the whole arena scene seemed cheap, and if it would have been a big, cool arena, then it would have been better.
so it's the director's fault.
Sorry. But anyways, cool. That sounds great. Looking forward to it.
And this is a little spoilery, so if anybody is wants to get away from
Allergic.
the spoilers, they can. Yeah, exactly. Just fast forward for about 5 seconds. But I saw this video that they posted a couple different videos, in fact, and I saw a couple. But the one that I want to talk about is Andrea and Milton are talking about killing the governor, basically. And so definitely Andrea and Milton are both on board with maybe trying to stop the inevitable war. They're peaceniks.
Well, it's about time.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So I think it's going to be interesting. And there's, like I said, traitors, there's saboteurs over at Woodbury. Things are not as they seem in Woodbury.
Cool.
That's it, man.
Okay, it's time for listener moans, groans, and grunts. Okay, go ahead, Lisa.
All right. From Ken. I listen to the Walking Dead cast from work where I am an inventory control clerk. It's especially freaky here because our accountant mumbles when he talks and walks extremely slow and down the hall, and our plant manager walks with his head tilted as if he does not have the strength to put it up. When they walk past my desk during the intro for listener moans, groans, and grunts, it legitimately freaks me out. That would freak me out too.
That's fabulous.
You are in ground zero. One of those guys might be patient zero.
That sounds like Shaun of the Dead.
That's great. That's great. This next one comes from Mike. Mike writes, I have a question for you that's related to your zombie sound contest. Do zombies from different parts of the country sound different? For example, does a zombie from the South have a Southern grr drawl? Grr, y'all. I'm from California originally. Grr, dude. Do the Boston area zombies have a pa da ka sound? I was hoping your contest resulted in shedding some light on this.
We didn't pay enough attention to notice that.
We paid really close attention, and I don't think we noticed.
I mean, yeah, we could go back and do a study, but...
Were there any regional? Yeah, I didn't see any regional zombie accents.
Nope, I didn't notice anything like that. It's a cool idea, though.
And I did like the fact that if you had recently had bronchitis, you had a better zombie sound.
Yes, definitely. Okay, this is from Mike. I have a question for you that's related. Oh, you just read that one. This is from Evan. It's great to hear about your sponsorship by Audible. If I wasn't already a loyal listener since 2005, I'd definitely sign up via your link. Good recommendation on World War Z, of course. You can't argue with that choice, especially with the movie coming out. But here are a few more. I'm sure you probably must already know about The Rise of the Governor and The Road to Woodbury, but I wasn't sure if you knew about Rhiannon Frater's books in the As the World Dies series, The First Days, Fighting to Survive, and Siege. I have dozens of Zedlit in my digital library, and these are by far the best. I know that's a bold statement, but I can confidently say that they will hold their own or beat any other biter book they are put up against. Cool, man. I'm glad you recommended those because I want to read a really good zombie book. And every time I get started reading one, it just doesn't seem that good. So maybe these will be good.
Everything on Audible is like a book on tape, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we got sponsored by them. So if you go to audiblepodcast.com/deadcast, you can get a free audiobook.
And I'm working my way right now through the unabridged version of Stephen King's 11/22/63, and it's fantastic.
Is it really?
So good. Oh my God, it's so
cool.
good. Yes. Yeah.
Right on.
I'm loving it.
All right.
Okay, Lisa.
This next one is from James to Karen. Philly is not okay, all caps. When you were talking about the writer who was watching the hockey game while listening, I'm glad you said she was a... Oh, I thought, okay. Sorry, I thought that said penis. I'm glad you... I'm glad you said she should be a Pens fan, capital Pens. Plus 100 points for you. Let's just say that if I were a zombie and somehow randomly walked to Philly, I would starve. There are no brains in that city. Haha. The heated rivalry between Pittsburgh and Philly continues into the undead.
Boy, is that true. And PEN stands for penguins.
Oh, okay, good to know.
They're Pittsburgh's championship Stanley Cup winning, fabulous Sidney Crosby starring hockey team, and they're the bee's knees.
Go Avalanche. Denver fans out there, go Avalanche. Sorry.
Whatever.
So this one's from Rima. A few things. Love Daryl, great zombie kill with a knife, makes a girl weak in the knees. What if Milton had done that? You wouldn't care.
I was listening. Andrea did that too. She had that cool little pocket knife thing.
Oh yeah, I think that's hot.
I think it was badass, no matter who does it.
Milton sucks with zombies. Milton asking to see Herschel's stump. A little creepy. I get asking about it and recording for history's sake, but geez, turn it off, dude.
God, agreed.
Turn it off. Great to see Maggie and Glenn get back to a good place, but awkward watching with my daughter in the room. Makes no difference if she's 18 or not. I was squirming in my seat. I was really surprised to hear Rick tell Herschel that he was considering turning over Michonne and he wanted Herschel to talk him out of it. So yeah, this guy, I guess you guys are right. That's what he wanted Herschel to talk him out of.
Yeah, you know what? I was wondering, what can they show on basic cable? Turns out they can show a lot.
Mm-hmm. Did you freeze it frame by frame?
No, creep.
Did too. Go ahead.
This next one comes from Frank.
Wait, it's not your turn.
We actually had a function on that on our VCR growing up. There was like the frame by frame.
Yeah.
It was great.
But it was all like wavy.
Ours wasn't. Ours wasn't
Really?
too wavy. Yeah.
Mine was.
My brother. The only thing I ever remember my brothers doing that though was the original Return of the Jedi when the Death Star blew up. My brothers would keep going back and redoing the Death Star blowing up frame by frame. It made the end of that movie really long.
That's hilarious.
I love Star Wars.
It sounds like something out of Clockwork Orange.
All right. So is it Frank?
Yeah.
All right. From Frank. My question for you guys is I'm having issues with this whole reading thing today.
Uh-huh.
All right.
And I don't edit, so you know.
My question for you guys is, we know a war is coming and casualties are inevitable. All the characters seem so important. Who do you think we lose when the dust clears?
We know that Karen wants Herschel to die.
See, I want Herschel to live. The gimps of the world need to survive in the zombie apocalypse.
I'm just teasing.
They do need to deck out his crutches, though, with something cool, like find a knife.
Spikes.
Spikes. That would be awesome.
I think Andrea. That's what I think.
Oh, you don't have inside information.
No, I don't. I don't have any information.
I don't want it to be her.
Okay.
But I think a lot of the fans want it to be her.
I don't want it to be her either. I just have a bad feeling. And Axel, I think Axel.
Which one's Axel?
He's the one that's already
He's
dead.
the dead one.
Well, yeah.
What do you think?
I have a tendency to think it's the lower level characters.
Yeah.
I mean, this show has been really good about really sticking to the theme of
Merle.
nobody is safe. Yeah, Merle's a possibility. It's kind of like the Law and Order theory of the highest paid guest stars is either the killer or the person who's going to get killed by the end of the show, or usually is the killer by the end of the show. And so someone like Merle, who's a really well-known actor who's got a career outside of this, or someone maybe I could see Andrea for the same reason. So I'm always kind of thinking outside that little.
I think the governor's a goner. I think Merle. I mean, Merle he's getting a little soft, I'd say. I don't know. This episode, there was a big fight, but still, he's not as formidable as he was before. He's not as crazy as he was before. So I think he needs to get crazy again, or he should get killed. Okay, it is your turn, right, Karen?
Okay, this one comes from Levi. Levi writes, so the first episode of season 2, when some of the group finds the church, on the sign it says Revelation 16:17, which y'all may have covered before. But after a few things were revealed at the end of the second season, it means a little more. I'll explain. So the verse says, "Then the seventh angel poured out his bowl into the air, and a mighty shout came from the throne in the temple saying, 'It is finished.'" So, bowl into the air sounds kind of like an airborne virus that makes everyone infected so that when they die, they come back to life as walkers to me. As we learn at the end of the season, everyone is infected. And the guy at the CDC had just whispered in Rick's ear the episode before in season 1. So this was kind of like a build upon that and foreshadowing what Rick would later reveal to the rest of the group. Thoughts?
I think that's probably, yeah, I think you're right. The sign said Revelation 16:17 for a reason, and I bet you somebody read that verse and thought, oh, that sounds very foreboding, and it ties in with the zombie apocalypse. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, good eye, by the way. Who was that who wrote in?
Levi.
Sounds
Levi.
very biblical.
It is very biblical.
Thanks for writing in, Levi.
Okay, Michelle says, love your interviews with the peeps from The Walking Dead. It made me sad, though, to hear that Andrea is getting lots of nasty comments directed at her because of her relationship with the governor. I did not watch the Paley Fest, but heard that she started crying due to some comments that were made there.
Aww.
I didn't hear that. If that's true, that's pretty fucked up. That's messed up. Acting is
Remember,
a job.
there's a difference between the actress and the character.
Even this email, she's like saying Andrea's getting nasty comments.
Yeah.
But anyways, acting is her job, and love her character or hate her, and Andrea's decision making has been somewhat questionable. The actress herself doesn't deserve that kind of treatment, and it's sad to see it affecting her so deeply. I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the glorious things of acting is you get people who play something that's not themselves. You can't just assume that the actor is sharing personality traits or characteristics of the character. I mean, I think a lot of who they are comes out in the character, but that doesn't mean like she would be making the same. Yeah.
But what really gets me about it is I think if you're a hero or a badass like Daryl, you get all these accolades, right? And that's fun. And if you're a villain like the governor or other more straightforward villains, people say they love to hate you, but there's still like this recognition that it's a role. You know, for the most part, people don't hate on you, I don't think, when you're playing a straight up villain. But maybe this kind of character where you're supposed to be a good guy, but you're kind of making stupid decisions, that's probably the worst as far as getting shit from fans, you know?
Right.
Okay, let's go on the next one.
All right. So this is from Dan from Boston. I'll keep it brief and in tidbit form since you probably get a ton of feedback. Not even a gun shop wakes the baby, Beth in the prison. Maybe the baby.
They should have had the baby crying.
They never really do show the baby in general. The baby's always just kind of hiding off somewhere.
She was locked in a cell crying.
Another cell block.
It's a soundproof cell. Now it's okay just to leave Merle with an arsenal of guns? Good question. Apparently the walkers in the prison yard aren't attracted to motorcycles. You may pass. Yeah, I've always kind of wondered that. Every time cars come in and out of there, they don't seem to kind of recluster around
None of
where
them
the
are on
noise
the little
went.
path.
Separate apart.
Yeah, they don't.
Right.
They're not very attentive. Maybe they have all the deaf zombies in that yard. Last one. It seems as if Andrea finally has her head out of her beautiful ass, but needs to be prudent with her assassination plan.
Yeah, I agree.
I think she just is like kind of going through Dorothy phase right now. She just wants to go home.
Get out of this mess. But she did choose to go back to the prison. And that's one thing I forgot to address, that when her and Herschel were talking and he was saying, you're part of this family. But then he said something like, if you choose to come back with us, it's settled. And I wasn't sure what he meant by that. Does that mean that she can't ever go back to Woodbury? I think it might have been what he meant.
I think it's more like if you come back to us, it's settled that you're one of us.
Okay, but
that's how I interpret it.
But it sounded like it might be a bad thing. Like that would be a good thing, I guess. But anyway, I think she chose to go back to Woodbury because she thought she could probably do more good there.
Oh, maybe he meant that if you come back with us, that means it's settled. That means the war is going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, I think either from like a personal decision level and a tactical level, both, it made sense for her to go back to Woodbury because they don't really know what's going to happen in the next few days. And if she ultimately knows she wants to go and be back with people in the prison, she can at least kind of keep an eye on things in Woodbury for a few more days and just kind of see if things play out the way the governor said he would do things.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely not that she's still in love with him.
Right. No,
That's
I think she's
at this point.
Especially, when she asked about Maggie, I thought that was really telling. She's like, what happened to Maggie? Like, she didn't even know.
Back, yeah.
And I kind of throughout the last couple episodes, like, why didn't they tell why didn't they tell her sooner? Right. Like when she was there visiting, they never told her.
She didn't know.
You don't think she went back to give him the second best night of his life?
Yes, that too. Why not? You're there. Okay, your turn, Karen.
Okay, this one comes from Cindy. Cindy writes, regarding last night's episode, why did they bring a one-legged man to this party and make him the driver? What? Why didn't they bring Merle or Glenn or someone? I know that for the story they wanted to show the Merle Herschel exchange, which I loved, but it just seems so weird. And conversely, they left Merle alone with the three people, Michonne, Glenn, Maggie, that want to kill him.
Who cares? They don't care.
And he's the one doctor, too. He's the one guy that they really have to guard closely because he has some medical training.
Yeah, I think it was because they wanted to show him interacting with
Herschel.
Milton, which was great.
Yep.
Okay,
I did feel a twinge of fear at the beginning when they all left him alone in the car. Like when it was like that, those first opening moments when it was just
kind of tense.
Rick, Daryl, and
Herschel,
and they didn't really know what they were. We didn't know what they were walking into yet, and he's all alone by himself in the car with the window down, and I'm just like, oh no, he's gonna get eaten now.
Okay, let's go into the more quick reactions to the episode. Jordan says, do you think the zombies are so squishy because they're decomposing and some have been around for about a year?
Yes.
I think, yeah. I wonder if the writers are consciously thinking that, but it makes sense.
Rhett, sneaky Herschel strapping weapons to his stump, obviously taking tips from Merle using the show's new sponsor, duct tape.
Samantha writes, my least favorite part of this episode was finding out that Andrea revealed some very personal things about Rick to the governor. I understand that she's probably thought she would never see them again, but that's not cool. And when would that even have come up?
She was talking about her ex-boyfriend. Of course it comes up. So the guy I was sleeping with, he was actually sleeping with our leader's wife.
All kinds of
he didn't know it. He got her
that's
knocked
true.
up.
Yeah,
You always share that kind of stuff with your new lover.
You do?
Do you?
Lisa.
Actually, I wouldn't know. I haven't had a new one in like 8 years. So
Downside of dating Lisa.
Hear that, Matt Paul? Sorry. Shenandoah says, sexy time on guard duty is a dumb idea.
see, I agree. From John, least favorite thing, Merle hitting on Michonne. I don't think he was hitting on her. I think they're just kind of bonding.
Yeah.
Pierre writes, this episode was a doo-doo. They went from the best episode with Clear to this trash. Highly disappointed. Rate this 3 fucks.
So isn't that kind of the
That's
middle
not so
range
bad,
then? Because
yeah.
like if you're
3 is not.
Five
Yeah,
versus
1's
one.
bad.
Yeah,
Chris says, anybody else notice that Michael Rooker is now in the main credits? I hadn't noticed that
He has
in
been
any
for a
episode
while.
earlier than last night. Oh, he has? I didn't notice.
I thought he was. This is from Mariano. I liked it. It was a slow episode, but still good. My least favorite, that slimy piece of shit governor.
Justin writes, I'm surprised people haven't noticed the pattern yet. Every 4th episode is amazing. Every episode after that has less action and more exposition.
Brian says, favorite equals Rick and Governor kicking Andrea out of the meeting.
Aw.
That's good.
Jeff says, how does the governor know about the weapons Rick brought back? I'm starting to think Merle really is at the prison under Philip's orders.
No.
Mike writes, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him.
Which one?
He was right there with you and David.
Yep.
Natalie says, I'm glad to hear Rick finally admit that Michonne has in fact earned her place in the group.
Michael says, I have a bad feeling that Glenn and Maggie's passionate lovemaking scene means the end is near for at least one of them by the end of this season.
No, I don't think
Mario writes, la 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 la, getting sick of the prison. I want to see a city. Please move to some other place. Ha ha ha. Okay, bye.
so. I agree. Chris says, I see Daryl's toting the new crossbow Michonne got him. I didn't notice that.
Yes. All shiny.
Eric says, I think it was a mistake for the governor to let his people interact with Rick's group. When it comes to having to shoot someone after killing zombies and sharing a smoke, I think it will make a difference when the time comes.
Okay, I want to read this. We got a tweet. It's from @TreyNTP. It says, Jason, can you talk any slower? Speed up and talk louder too. #headache. So yeah, I'm so sorry. TreyNTP. I promise I will try.
I don't think you talk that slow. I think you articulate.
Screw you. Okay, thanks, Lisa. I think so too. All right, let's do some calls. This one is... Oh, wait, let me call up the calls here. Where
All
are the
calls.
calls? Here they are. Okay, this one is from Michael. Thanks, Michael.
I think he just vomited in my ear.
I know.
It's disgusting, Michael. Thank you. This one's from Scott.
Hi, Jason and Karen. This is Scott from Nashville, and this is a comment in response to the gal who wrote in about the outbreak and getting more information about it. I kind of side with both of you guys in that I do love clues and love to figure things out by myself, but also it's pretty unrealistic that these characters would never speak a word about how the outbreak started. I'm sure some of the folks were there for the initial newscasts and would at least have some information to share with Rick, who just wakes up from a coma into a completely different world and never asks question one about how did this happen. That's really bugged me since the beginning of the show, but I still stick with it. I love the show. Actually, I just started watching it about 3 weeks ago, got all caught up just in time for the airing of the second half of this season. So I love the show. I love the way your podcasts help to navigate through everything that happens. It's a great little partner to watching the show. So keep up the good work. Thanks. Bye.
Aw.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
I agree. You know, I don't want them to dwell on it too much, but it would be fun to have some conversations about it, or, you know, go into it a little bit sometimes. Like people wondering how the hell it all happened and stuff.
Yeah, you know, and I like to think that happens off camera.
But I want to see some of it.
Yeah, I do too, actually. I mean, I want to see all the downtime. I'm super curious. You know, what's in the hitchhiker's backpack? I want to see all that stuff.
Porn.
What would you say about the end of the world? Porn.
Okay, let's move on. This is from Wayne from Petaluma.
Hi guys, this is Wayne up in Petaluma. I woke up this morning, sounded like Barry White. So I thought I'd give you my Barry White as a zombie impression. You are my everything. Thanks. Enjoy the podcast. Have a good day.
Thanks, Barry White.
Come on, baby. Next is Dana from Seattle.
Hi, Jason and Karen. My name is Dana, and I'm calling from Seattle, Washington. And I love your podcast. My children and I watch The Walking Dead together as a family. That's our family thing. And then we listen to your podcast, and that's how I get them to go on long car trips with me. I bribe them by saying, hey, I downloaded the Walking Dead cast, so we can listen to that while we are in the car, and then they are more willing to come with me without tantrums involved. Also, I wanted to make a comment regarding the episode Clear and what that may mean. I don't know what it means, but I do know that clear is a Scientology term that's used in that particular religion. And though I've heard that people go on retreats or whatever for Scientology so they can become clear. So I don't know if there's a Scientologist in the writers group or if it's related to that at all, but that's what it made me think of when I heard that word. I immediately thought of Scientology. So anyway, I love the podcast, and I love you guys. I think you guys are great, and keep it up. Also, I get excited when I hear you guys talk about other shows because those are the same shows that I watch, like Breaking Bad. Love that show. Lost and 6 Feet Under. So when I hear those other shows come up, I think, oh my gosh, I watch those shows too. These guys have great taste in television. Anyway, love the podcast, and thank you. Bye.
Cool, thanks.
Thanks, Dana.
I like that you said you loved the podcast 3 times.
And that we're like the family car, and
That's
we're in the family
awesome.
car. Yay!
Hi, kids.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if we had something like this growing up, if my brothers and I would have not like beat the crap out of each other more often in the car.
Stop hitting your sister.
Come on, don't touch her
My
anymore.
parents were very strategic about car rides. It would be the oldest brother in the front next to my dad, and then be me, my mom, and the other brother. We are not allowed to be next to each other.
That's hilarious. Kids, write in and tell us what you want us to say on the podcast. About the whole clear thing. Yeah, that sort of makes it. I mean, clear, I think in Scientology is about getting rid of all your negative emotions about things that have happened in your past. And it seems to me that Morgan is trying to kind of clear his conscience about, what happened with his wife and daughter. So I think there is a relation there. I don't know if they were specifically thinking about Scientology, but it seems like a similar concept at least. Yeah.
It's not clear.
It's not clear. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is Charlie from New York.
Hey, so this is Charlie from the East Coast, from New York, and I'm calling. Hopefully I made it in this week. Last week I was too late, or week before last, to be on the show. And I do have to thank you, Jason, for sending that text message, which was so sweet. Usually when a girl gets a rejection by a guy, like, via text, it's sad and kill you. But that I thought was really cool. So here it goes. Okay, I have to tell you, I give this episode 3 brains. I think they're losing me. I don't want to admit it, but I got to tell you, I just found the whole meeting to be, finally the meeting with Rick and the governor to be just something climactic. It was good in that I loved the dialogue. I thought the dialogue was sharp and funny. The scenes with Daryl and the outdoors and the whole who can kill a zombie best. That's really funny. But in terms of drama and tension, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it one bit, and that's saying a lot because I was waiting for it. What I do love and continue to love is Merle's presence in this, because he shows us why sociopaths are somewhat necessary. I hate to say that, but it's true. At least in that he is saying things that may not be nice to hear, but they're true. Rick should have killed the governor when he had the chance. He should have shot him point blank in the head and kept it moving, but he didn't. Now he has a bigger dilemma, which is should he, give over, hand in Michonne, is her name. Let her go. Let her go. I mean, tell her that she needs to run like the Dickens and just let her go. Give her some food and sounds cold, but I don't know, that's my take. I don't know. So I want to know what you guys think, because I'm over Michonne. I'm over, the Maggie, the whole romance between those two. I'm just over it. What is that? Is this mid-season malaise? I don't know. All right, love you guys. Thanks. No zombie sounds, because my zombie sounds like, I don't know, like a vampire. I don't know why. But anyway, thanks. Bye.
Maybe if they get rid of Maggie, Michonne, and Glenn will hook up.
Yeah. It sounds like you don't like the show anymore. I mean, I was wondering, I saw, Charlie, that you said you thought it jumped the shark, the episode before Clear, which I remember we didn't think was the best either. But then I wonder what you thought of last week's episode, because we really love that one. But yeah, if you don't like it anymore, you don't like it. I think you should wait till the end of the season and then just keep watching it, because there's a new showrunner next year.
I kind of agreed with her on the tension aspect. Like, I really liked the dialogue, but I really did feel like the tension between the governor and Rick really wasn't that tight. It was
drawing it out. I think maybe that was partly because they drew it out over the whole episode too.
Like, they just never really got to the the essential question of, so like Rick asking the governor, so what do you want here? What do you see? Just do something. Tell me what you want.
Yeah. Let's have a whiskey.
He did. He at the end he said, "I want Michonne."
Yeah, I mean the tension ramped up there, but it should have been all tension. You're always tense.
I am not.
No, I'm just kidding. You're not. You're one of the least tense people I know. Okay, let's move to the next one, which is The Because Show.
So this is for Jason and Karen. Happy 100th episode. This is Geraldine from The Because Show. I'm here with Amy and Susan. Jason and Karen, I have enjoyed your podcast so much. I've listened to every single episode, and I have to tell you, my very, very favorite part is when Jason told the story about his friend who threw his mom's t-shirt in the wash and ruined the t-shirt, and then was going to get his mom a new t-shirt that said, "Sorry, Mom," but then decided against
That's
it.
Funny.
I'm so glad you decided not to cut that out. Please never cut out stuff like that.
Happy 100th episode.
Brains. Don't get bit.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Amy's zombies say "wah," like the penguin from Batman. Thank you, guys. That was really sweet.
It's sweet.
Yeah. We're coming up on our 100th episode.
Yay! Yay!
And then Geraldine did one more with her kids. It's really cute. Here it is.
Now I have 4 kids here ranging from ages 5 to 8 years old who have some pretty good zombie sounds. Let's hear them.
Brains, I want to eat your brains.
Happy 100!
Yay, that was awesome. I want to eat your brains. Thanks,
Awesome.
Geraldine. That's cool. And that's all for all the emails and stuff. You ready to close it out?
Yep.
All right, that's our show, episode 97. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for
Thanks,
coming on, Lisa.
Thanks for having
Did
me.
you enjoy it?
I
Was
did.
you liked getting all the attention from the chat room?
Yes, all these anonymous people
All
just
the
writing
chatters
things randomly about me.
Want to date Lisa? Maybe it's
I
some
mean, my
time.
roommate's coming on soon, I've heard, so.
Yeah, did you mention that?
No, I
To
didn't.
her?
I
Oh.
No, she just got back from town from vacation
I'm
last
going to
night.
ask Jorah if she might want to come on too.
She'll totally do it.
So everybody, our 100th episode's coming up, and we have a few surprises. There's little surprises coming up in celebration. One of those is this awesome t-shirt, because I've been talking about t-shirts for a while. Well, this listener and new friend Mark Manfrey wrote in. He was very enthusiastic about helping us with that, and he made a really cool t-shirt design. He belongs to this outfit called Vevra Creative Studios, which you can find at vevracs.com. Zevracs.com. And I'm really excited to debut this shirt. We may even have multiple shirts. They'll be available on our site when we publish episode 100. So I'm excited for you guys to see it.
Oh, I can't wait.
If you haven't already, don't forget to go to audiblepodcast.com/deadcast for your free audiobook. This is like a trial period for us in Audible, and if enough of you guys sign up, then they'll keep sponsoring us. So I want to impress them. So if you've been thinking about it at all, then now's the time. This is kind of a crazy note, but if you're still having trouble downloading or playing our podcast, but you somehow managed to get a hold of this one, like you went to our site and you're listening to it from there or something, please email support@libsyn.com. That's support@libsyn.com. I told them that people have been having problems, and finally I said, hey, I'm going to have to go with a different host if we don't get this fixed. And they said, oh, we'll just have people email us directly, which I thought was really gracious of them. So if you're having any problems at all, please email them and see if this, we can get this figured out. And let me know if you do that and they help you. Meantime, if you'd like to leave us a message, you can call us at 650-485-DEAD. That's 650-485-3323.
You can email us at brains@walkingdeadcast.com.
You can check out our website at walkingdeadcast.com, and don't forget to click through our Amazon link, or just go to walkingdeadcast.com/Amazon whenever you shop at Amazon.com. If you're looking for an excuse to finally buy that iPad, here it is.
We're also on Twitter at Jason and Karen, on Tumblr at walkingdeadcast.tumblr.com, and on Facebook at facebook.com/deadcast.
Facebook is a lot of fun. It's getting more and more people on there. Lots of good conversations. I recommend it if you're not on there yet. Next episode, Norman Reedus. Stay tuned. All right, that's our show.
Thanks for listening.
Don't
get
Lisa Burger.
The town of Milton may seem normal at first glance, but the shadows are cursed and the expansive woods surrounding town are forbidden. They call it the Void, and nobody comes back alive.
You're headed straight for the Void!
Milton lives suspended in time, trapped by a darkness that seems to be creeping closer and closer.
It's safe. The Void is kept at bay.
Is it though? Join 3 friends as they embark on an epic journey into the heart of darkness. The Void, wherever you get your podcasts.
This is just the beginning. What does it mean to live for the common good? Introducing the Garrison Institute presents The Common Good, the brand new podcast from the Garrison Institute, a leading not-for-profit organization exploring the intersection of contemplation and engaged action in the world. Hosted by me, Jonathan F.P. Rose, a co-founder of the Garrison Institute, the series dives into the threads that bind us all. First, you'll discover the interdependent nature of life with environmental entrepreneur Paul Hawken and trailblazing plant intelligence research